Pastor Jim, I want to continue talking about Abram and Sarai. Kind of talked about them the other day. I'm going to skip ahead quite a few years. Lot, his nephew, had gone with him. He had separated because the herds were so big and everything, and got in a little bit of trouble. And Abram went in and saved him. And so I want to skip past that too, to a part. Story that I like. I'm going to look at two passages, and both of them are going to be I'm going to read them out of the Message. I'm going to start about chapter 17, and about verse 15, it says, God continued speaking to Abraham, and Sarai, your wife, don't call her Sarai any longer. Call her Sarah. I'll bless her. Yes, I'll give you a son by her. Oh, how I'll bless her. Nations will come from her. Kings of nations will come from her. And it continues on, and it says, Abraham fell flat on his face, and then he laughed, thinking, can a 100-year-old man father a son? And can Sarah at 99 years have a baby? Recovering, Abraham said to God, oh, keep Ishmael alive and well before you. But God said, that's not what I mean. Your wife Sarah will have a baby, a son. Name him Isaac. And here's the God's sense of humor. And God says to him, you will name him Isaac, which means laughter. I'll establish my covenant with him and his descendants, a covenant that lasts forever. So that's just the first part of this passage. Here, God's going to Abram, and he's already told him to change his name to Abraham, because he's going to be the father of many nations. And Sarai is going to be the mother of many nations, so call her Sarah. And he'd already had a son by one of Sarah's maidservants, and Ishmael. And so Abraham thought, well, that's who God's talking about. And God says, no, Sarah's going to have a baby. And of course, Abraham just falls flat on his face laughing. I'm almost 100 years old. How can I have a baby? And God, in his sense of humor, says, okay, you're gonna call him Isaac. Laughter. So let's jump ahead. 3 men came to Abraham, and Abraham goes out and he has a feast for them, and they're in the tent and eating, and here's the conversation. The men said to Abraham, where's Sarah, your wife? He said, in the tent. And one of them said, I'm coming back this time next year. And when I arrive, your wife, Sarah, will have a son. Now, Sarah was listening at the tent opening, just behind the man. And Abraham and Sarah were both old by this time, very old. And Sarah was far past the age of having babies. And so Sarah laughed. An old woman like me get pregnant with this old man of a husband? And God said to Abraham, why did Sarah laugh, saying, me have a baby, an old woman like me? Is anything too hard for God? I'll be back this time next year, and Sarah will have a baby. And Sarah lied. She says, I didn't laugh because she was afraid. But he said, yes, you did. You laughed. We always tend to think that God doesn't know what we're doing or what we're even thinking. However, God knows all, sees all. I mean, he always asks the question, like he did with Adam and Eve. Where are you? He knew where they were at. Who told you to if you eat that you become wise? And he knew that answer also. And here he knows that Sarah laughed and she lied about it. We have an awesome God, but we always want to put limitations on him. You know, Abraham was 100 years old, Sarah's 99 or 90 years old, and they think, there's no way we can have a baby. God doesn't work that way. We again, put limits on God, and God is saying, I can do anything. And then he has a sense of humor. Because you laughed, let's name him Isaac. And through Isaac, his covenant was made again. The covenant went on for generations. Don't limit God. Oh, we can laugh sometimes at what he says. We think, oh, you're going to use me? Yeah, that's pretty comical. But he can, and he does. And so I encourage you, let God use you in ways that he can use you, even when it seems kind of funny and ridiculous. Because God can do anything that God wants to do. We just need to let him and stop fighting him. Hey, God bless. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you later.